Hello, 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 hello. The waiting room.
Oh, how's it going?
Hey, nice of you to stop by.
I see the guitar's out.
Yeah, the guitar is out of the case. I've I'm using the guitar
Are you? I wanted
for this
to.
podcast as a background prop.
Oh, okay. It's not for you're not playing it or
No,
anything.
I busted it out. I've busted it out a few times. Done
Yeah.
refreshed some of the old riffs and licks and practiced my scales. Have you ever practiced scales before, dude?
I have actually.
Uh,
I was back in the day. I was obsessed with harmonic minor, which
mhm.
is like kind of
It's a good one.
it's like yeah, it's a good one. It's got
Pretty
like it's
standard
the
for metal.
metal exotic, yeah, a little exotic, makes you feel like you know shit, but
Hmm.
and then that's pretty much it. Yeah, just harmonic minor
That's
and
all you need.
major, the
Everything else is just
pentatonic.
relative to harmonic minor. Anyway, hello. We are two bedroom musicians hanging out on a Sunday afternoon. But yes, let's see if we can hop into this with just a little bit of an introduction, and then you want to like get into showing
Okay,
me.
cool. I want to show you was one of the, and maybe I should show you two songs because it's kind of like a double. It'll make sense. So this was
Yeah.
the last concert I went to before COVID. So yeah, this was like October 2019, I think was when I saw them. Um, Wand and Stereolab, two absolutely amazing bands. Obviously, Stereolab has been around since like the '90s, and they just rock. And they had like reunited uh around that time, I think, to do a lot of touring. I think they're still touring potentially, and just really crazy music. I don't fully know how to describe it. It's very psychedelic, very
Definitely.
crazy chord progressions, kind of this like really rhythmic style. It's kind of not drony, but it's kind of very like repetitive and kind of builds up and has these really crazy contrasting instrumentation, amazing like arrangers. And so I got to see them with Wand, who's a band from California. It's Corey Hansen is the lead, and they're just a absolutely like kick ass like.
Aren't they sort of, or is it fair to compare them to like sort of like Ty Segal, how do you pronounce
Right. So they were in the same circle. So they were in that
Yeah.
same area in California. And you and I saw Fuzz
Mm-hmm.
with Ty Segall. He was
Mm-hmm.
the drummer for that band. But I really love them because they're just like they're super experimental and very, they're so guitar based, to like bringing back like just actual like rock and roll guitar music, but it's really like interesting, very melodic.
Yeah.
And I won't like claim to be like a huge television fan, but I've always really seen a lot of kind of similarities between Corey Hansen's music and television, who the main the frontman of that
Oh,
band
you're
just
talking
passed
you're
away.
talking about the band. The
Oh,
first
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
sorry.
you watch a lot of TV shows, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, I love TV. Yeah. No, but yeah, television, this New York band
Yeah, yeah.
back in the 70s. They might have been till the 80s, but
Mm-hmm.
kind of like really the same thing, like super interesting guitar. And there's this song called Marquee Moon, which everyone knows. It's like this like 8-minute masterpiece of just like cool, like very kind of slowly progressing guitar, like soloing and stuff like that. So this song that I put in the chat for you is called Blue Cloud, which I think is like their Marquee Moon song, called Blue Cloud. So I just sent you the live version.
Okay,
So
yeah, I was gonna say I see this is
yeah,
live. Oh,
yes,
so this
and
is
they absolutely rock live. Like very, they just yeah. We need to watch it. So
yeah, oh yeah. And
yeah,
man, I did not know that you went to see this concert. It sounds like an amazing concert. I'm
it
very jealous, particularly of,
kicked
and I haven't
ass.
listened to Juan in a while, and so maybe I'll this will be good for me to get them back on my radar. But I've been listening to Stereolab the past
Cool.
couple of years,
Yeah.
especially, and My God, I love them. I think they're one of definitely one of the greatest bands, one of my favorite bands for sure.
Kick ass. Yeah.
And I need to discover more of their discography. But what I love about them from the songs that I've heard, just for me, they have something. They're one of those bands that have something like a very distinct flavor with their
Mhm.
melodies, where they're just very strong, emotional, catchy, melodic. They have that sort of a sort of melancholy sound, but it's also can be like have moments where it's like uplifting and where
Yeah,
it doesn't really take you where you would like expect to be taken, but it's
for
very
sure.
it's very makes sense together.
Yeah.
And it's you said like the
Yeah.
word or what was it, not like it
Just
feels like kind of like very circular the way
circular.
that they
Yeah, exactly.
compose.
Very
I don't know.
like cycles,
Hmm.
cycles of I don't know if it's like there was an old, I think it's like a German genre, like subgenre of music where it's just repetitive, rhythmic, very like motor, maybe like motoric, is that what it's called? I can't remember. But yeah, and then they'll start to very slowly evolve and have like polyrhythms and just really interesting instruments. Kind of, it has, it's like one of those bands. It's like amazing in headphones because there's just all these like interlocking parts
Right.
that just kind of
Hmm.
the way they like work with each other is just so interesting and very different. Yeah.
All right, well, let's check out this 10-minute live wand epic.
Yes.
All right, let's hit it up.
Now you got the sound, you got the. Okay, cool.
You can hear it, right?
Yep, we got it.
I love it already.
Yeah, right.
Very cool build up.
Right. Very beautiful.
Yeah. I do definitely hear the television influence, especially with the guitars.
For sure. guitarist bands around right now.
Right, the two guitarists and the keyboard player, right?
Very good chemistry.
I don't remember them being this expressionist. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, yeah, they've changed so much. They used to be so just heavy. Like I loved it then too, but they've really come a long way.
When was this song released?
This was like 2017, maybe.
Okay.
15. It's been a while. It's been a few years. They've got another album we can talk after this. Buckle up.
Okay. I love that. That's great.
There you have it, man.
Wow. All
Cool.
right.
Yeah.
And this is when I'm editing it. I can
You can really see what you.
this. Uh-huh.
It's a little
Save me
indicator.
some time. Yeah. So that was surprising to me because I'm trying to think of how I remember them, like I said, kind of more like the fuzzier, like more straightforward, but still, like psychedelic, like
Sure. Yeah.
Ty Segall. And like, Ty Segall does experimental sounding stuff too, and probably
Right.
long songs like this. I'm just not as
Yeah.
familiar with his entire discography. I know he's pretty proficient. Back to this well, shit, what's the song that we were listening to called?
First one was called Blue Cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. By
So
Wand.
yeah, that was really cool because lots of things to say about that. Like, first of all, I don't remember them having the vocals sounded kind of more like indie folk influenced.
Right. Yeah.
Lots of different influences going on. You have like that, then you have obviously like the more heavier moments, then you have the more just like what is it just like
You
post
like you said in
television, like where you have like that guitar tone and it's just kind of like
I love
jammy.
that like kind of unconventional ways to playing guitar. I like we were talking in the middle of the song, like I love how the two guitarists work together, like the alternating rhythms, and then they kind of that's just so fun. Like it's great. They're great.
And I feel like it's probably like really, I mean, really hard to do. At least I haven't had to like practice that with any other guitars, that sort of thing, especially nowadays since I'm just like doing mostly everything solo. So it's like just imagining like getting the timing on that interacting like in the back.
For the offbeat person, like that's got to be some tough shit. And then you have the keyboardist who's just like have these like really dreamy, just these little flourishes and stuff.
Not playing too much.
Great, right. Not playing too much. Yeah, just adding just the right. Amount. Yeah, for sure. So
I'm so jealous you got to see this show, and then with Stereolab on top of it.
So Stereolab also kicked major ass. And they're kind of in a they're that like I said, like they have the repetitive cyclical sound to them. So when you see it live, like you really like it all fully really comes alive. Yeah, and because they'll go into like long improv too, or like
really
it makes you think like how planned out is the improv? Like are they really like I'm really curious how that all works out, because like do they have like are there a set of like kind of guidelines that they establish before when they're practicing, but they just kind of do a lot of I'm very curious, because especially for like when a song they play is like 15 to 20 minutes long, like it's probably easy to get lost in that. So I'm curious how they're able to like rein it in. But the answer is probably that they're absolute pros and like amazing musicians,
virtuosos. I've always wondered too, especially with jam bands that do like more complex stuff, like when there's something like I don't know, like a key change, do they have like a secret like gesture that they do? Wink, like this, right? Like unless you're like you're looking at someone, you're just like you're just gonna assume that like a key change, something like that, is like not gonna happen, but then it does, and maybe like key changes that happens like less for improv, but there are just I don't know, there's definitely a spectrum between like just straightforward more like jam band like improv thing, or even just like a jazz where like maybe you're abiding by like 12-bar blues or whatever. It's already defined, and then something that's more experimental, I guess. It's an interesting question. I think it would make sense to have like sort of just very loosely defined like rules and stuff or signals, but
I think I mean, especially with like something as simple as like a guitar solo, like if they decided they wanted to like extend it out, like they'll have like one little melodic motif or something that signifies, all right, the solo is done, like we're at to like change, so I'm sure there's some sort of melody shit going on. But anyway, so we should put this one on. This is called The Flower Called Nowhere, which is a really cool title. It definitely it sounds like the song sounds like what the title sounds like, so it's a very fitting one in my opinion.
All right, let's check it out.
Yeah.
All the small boats on the water, wandering anywhere, surely lifting on top and gracefully tending to the same port. For the small boats on the water going nowhere. Wherever break free and sail, feel the night is made of love. The stagnant flows. Wherever break free and sail, break free from the stagnant flow. Left in obscurity, left in obscurity. All the faces with their eyes closed, giving a smile, like nobody that would vacate to its own life. Contented, happy faces will not ever hear a cry, won't hear a cry. Contented, happy faces will not ever hear a cry. Filled with love, not with desire, love, not desire.
Oh yes.
Just like, how do you write this stuff? It's so crazy.
I don't know.
For the slow boats underwater, wandering anywhere. Surely they must be laden with more than simple matter. Floating on top, and gracefully tending to the same port. For the small boats underwater, going nowhere. Wherever break free and sail, break free from the stagnant waves, left in obscurity.
I love this part.
Yeah, that's the best part. Beautiful.
I love that. Well, sound of the,
I know.
It's quiet on the left side of the
Yeah.
monitor. Little
Yeah.
details.
Cool details like hard pan left and right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Great.
I love how they sound so relaxing but so intense at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
It's-
I love
yeah.
bands that are able to do that.
I know it's like, I think it's again the production, and I feel like an idiot because they're also not like one of those bands that I've listened to like nearly like all their music, but I've never like I know so little about their lyrics.
Yeah.
Because one, a lot of their songs
They're
are in French. That's
yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of their songs are in French, so that's kind of one of the barriers. But the ones that are in English are really interesting because, like, like it's very very beautiful melodically, but then you start to read them and you start to realize they're all very like anarchist or like socialist, like about like kind of overthrowing the
Fuck yeah.
government, like
Nice.
really like subtly
just like sing this dreamy, like relaxing psychedelic music about overthrowing the government.
right, yeah, like very like subtly radical. It's really interesting. Yeah, so that was great concert, great times. I was very optimistic just several months before the coronavirus 19 pandemic.
Oh yeah.
And everything changed.
Everything changed. All your dreams came crashing
Yeah.
down.
What was your concert?
My last concert
Your
before
last
COVID.
concert before. Yeah.
I think it was
remember?
probably Bent Knee. Yeah.
Bent Knee.
Which is a great one. Although in
Great.
that particular concert, Gavin, the drummer, wasn't there, and he was replaced by some guy in what is the band that toured with them? I
like
can't
Thank You Scientist.
Yeah,
No.
something like
Was that something like
I
that?
think so. Yeah. And of course, like, dude, like anyone that's capable of just like hopping in and playing with Bent Knee as a drummer, especially
Right.
after just like a few weeks of practicing.
Yeah.
Huge respect for. But Gavin, I mean, as a drummer, he is, and I don't really usually have that much of I mean, I love me a good drummer, but I don't have like a ranked list in my head of like all like the top drummers.
Sure.
But like he's definitely up there for me. He's an incredible drummer. So you definitely were missing a little bit with him not being there.
Sure.
But it was still a good last, especially since like Ben and Jessica are not in the band anymore, I guess.
Oh, they both left?
That's
I
what
thought
the
it was just
announcement. No, it was both of them. Yeah.
Damn.
That's what
Is
the
she the-
announcement was. She's the
Is she
bassist,
bass player. Okay.
and she also did some vocals every now and then. But
Gotcha. Man,
Yeah.
I'm curious. We'll have to talk more about them in a future
we'll definitely have to.
episode.
I want
Yeah.
to devote a whole episode
Sure.
to.
That's great. Yeah,
they're one of the best.
They are something else. They just like defy all convention. I don't even know how you can categorize them. Like they're not prog. They're like
Yeah, they have that
they're
problem.
something else.
There's these bands that have this problem of they're being too experimental and avant-garde. So like therefore they just get like thrown under the label of prog, but they're not.
They're better than that. Not that prog's bad, but they're
It's
Yeah,
it's the joke about like lots of genres and like including prog. Prog is definitely one of these where it's like all the prog bands say that they're not prog or don't like the term
Right.
prog, and want to be included in that. But I don't know, and because I think there's other experimental artists that don't get classified as prog, but I think the element on top of it is the complexity, probably just the sheer complexity of it. I don't know. It's a weird thing because you can also say like something like that Juan song that we just listened to, like that was like a psychedelic progressive psychedelic song, or you could use like the word progressive in front of it, like or other music too as an adjective.
Yeah.
And that seems to be more tolerable to musicians than just like oh yeah, you're a prog band. Like that's people don't like that, and like just everyone like always assumes they associate that with like Rush or Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Like I don't know why like they associate it with like the worst, not even the worst, but like maybe the least cool.
They have a reputation.
They got and I still feel like we're like left over from the punk era of where like prog is seen as not cool. It's like nerdy white guys and they're like ivory towers.
Fantasy. Yeah, they got lore.
Plotting out exactly like what time signatures they're going to use before they even start like creating the song.
Yeah.
And
I will say it's Rush. Obviously like very talented
Rush is
musicians.
great.
They're cool, and I listened to YYZ again, which if there's any Guitar Hero fans out there, or maybe it's Rock Band, it was a song on one of those. That song kicks ass. It's such a great instrumental song. Like
I do want to listen to it again. Yeah, for sure. And I think I remember it being if you have time, you're the one that's all.
We got 3 minutes.
Let's go. Oh yeah, I remember this. Dream Theater were definitely inspired by
Sure.
this.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's so proggy.
It's very brother.
No, I do really love the riffs, man.
No, they're great. Great
Yeah.
riffs. Now the bass follows the guitar. Sick. Sick guitar solo. Harmonic minor.
I like that crashing sound.
I know. I always wonder what that is.
Oh, so epic!
Yeah, right. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, super lush. Synth. I love the sound of it.
Wait. Sorry. Was that like a deliberate, like a pause, or is that did my computer just glitch up? I can't tell
I don't know.
if that was a prog moment or if that was a
a
latency
prog or a
moment.
pause.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking? Maybe I'm like obsessing over this. It sounded like that hit is just a little bit later than I would expect, but maybe I'm just.
Oh, you mean the drums?
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah. So he goes over, like he doesn't hit on the downbeat. He does like an extra part of the fill, like he's like kind of extending it out. If that's what you're talking about.
It's
That's a prog moment, dude. It's a prog, not a pause.
I suspected that, which is why I had to pause, and it is a pause moment. It's a pause and rewind and appreciate moment.
Whoa.
Rock and
Wow.
roll.
Rock and roll, man. Wow.
That's I really, yeah, like I was saying, I like their riffs. And the
Great
singing
riffs.
is good.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste, I think. They
It's
were
definitely
never
an acquired taste.
never like my absolute favorite, but I always liked Rush. They're great when you're like growing up playing guitar. They're like, they
Yeah, it
set
seems
the
like it'd be really fun to play.
fun, yeah. And I think I'm trying to remember, I'm probably gonna get this wrong. I think the beginning rhythm is Morse code. I think YYZ is like a type of plane, maybe. Let me look it up. But it's one of those things, there's always like, I like when bands have like some sort of musical theme connection to like some outside actual like tangible thing. Like, let me see.
Yeah,
Morse code.
definitely. That's pretty cool.
Pretty,
It's
yeah,
pretty
it's
crazy.
so it's like an airport identification code. So there must have been some sort of YYZ rendered in Morse code is that's what that is. But the only other thing I will say about that song is, so Ouija or Ouija, I don't know what to say, Ouija or Ouija. My old band Ouija, we had a song called
Luigi?
Roid Rage. Ouija,
Sorry.
yeah. Luigi, we had a song called Roid Rage. It was an instrumental. Roid Rage is when a person has rage because of steroids. I
Right.
don't remember why we called it that, but it's an instrumental song that's basically like our version of YYZ. And it has that. There's the cool song part of the song is like there's the middle section where the bass and the drums are trading off their little fills,
Mhm.
and we did that. Except there's a great video out there somewhere of we're trying to do that, but like each the three of us don't know whose turn it is. Like, so
Yeah.
like we'll like have a pause and like we kind of all look at
Like
each other
all
and
simultaneously like do like the craziest
No,
like solo
no,
individual
it's-
on your instrument you can think
no,
of.
it's even worse because no one plays anything because we
Oh,
all look at each other. So it's, and then like we like 4 or 5 like iterations of that, and I'm like screaming at like Zach, it's your turn. Like, it's just quiet. Just there's like 4 or 5 like very uneventful, quiet like pauses in this like instrumental. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's funny. Where is that video on the YouTubes?
It
Or
is,
what
yeah.
concert was
It's
that? Concert.
it was it was one of our first concerts. It was at
Which
the
hall were you which festival were you filling up?
well, it was a hall. It was the American Legion Bingo Hall.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
so it's where
Pretty
the
big.
old people go to play bingo. It's famous because we did have a Mountain Dew endorsement. So we had a big cardboard cutout of a not life size, but human size Mountain Dew container set up on stage because Mountain Dew is paying big bucks.
You guys were getting momentum.
We really
Tapped out
were.
the wrong time.
We really did. Yeah, it's just one of those, it's a classic rock story. We kind of burn out too young. We live fast, die hard,
Yeah,
Yeah.
could have been.
Could have been. But yeah, look it up. Look up Ouija Roid Rage. You'll find it. Remember, real quick, we did take this is another little bit of like lore between you and I and our friendship for the listeners out there. We did take a radio. We were on the radio show at what the hell was that?
Was it KJ
KJHK?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, KJHK.
KJHK.
And they taught us that you're always supposed to address the listener, like even when you're with a person, like you're always talking to one person when it's a radio show. So you don't say, "Hey guys," you say, "Hey, you out there listening to us in the car." Like, you have to be very. It's got to be like
Hey,
a
you.
personal.
Yeah,
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Thank you so much for listening today.
Yeah, you.
We're talking to you.
We're talking to you.
We're talking to you. If you have any requests, or you want us to listen to music, send it, I guess. I don't know. We don't even have an email. We don't have anything. It's like, what do we do? What do we
Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, support our Patreon. And if you have a song that you want us to listen to and check it out, and provided it's not a bad sounding song, if it sounds good,
No curse
listen
words.
to it. No curse words. This is a G-rated show. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Pizzacast. Later.
See you next time.